everyone, and welcome to part 2, so let's continue.
Tusk in there, put a little smile on him, some eyes up top. I'm going to leave it like that. Keep it simple. That's a good tip, that, you know. Next time you're drawing a cartoon or caricature of an animal, pick out one or two of their most obvious features, in other words, the thing they're most famous for, draw them first, and build your whole cartoon around those things. Let's see if it works for a whale. OK, well, whenever I think of a whale, I just think of a huge body with a big smile on it. They always have big mouths that are smiling.
Oh, God.
And a tail. Just put the tail in there like that. And then they've got a little eye. So put that in. Give it a flipper on there. And they've always got these spurty, spouty bits at the top. So I'll put that in. And there it is. Again, just keep it very simple. Cartoon of a whale. What about a parrot?
Parrot.
To me, a parrot is all beak and feathers. So there's the beak in there. Put some feathers in there like that. Give him a wing, of course. More feathers on his breast. A few little claws. Put him on a branch. And he's got some tail feathers down there. There he is, a parrot. What about a lion? Well, to me, a lion is all mouth and mane.
Wow.
So let's do it like that. Mouth first.
Oh, wow.
Put the mouth in there.
Whoa.
His eyes closed. Put some teeth in his mouth. There they are. And a lion, if you look at them closely, they always have these lovely heart-shaped noses. So I'll put that in. And then what about his mane? Oh, there he goes. Big shaggy mane. And put his legs in, his front legs. And his back legs behind. And there it is. A lion. So what about a dog? Well, it all depends what type of dog that you've got. Take my mate Cosmo, for example. Hello, Cosmo. Now, the first thing you notice about him is that he keeps walking across my drawing. Well, he's got loads of fur, hasn't he? So I'm going to draw that in.
I do love dogs.
That's it. Loads of fur in the top there. And he's just got this little button nose. So I'll draw that in. And the rest of him is just loads of fur. Loads of fur on his face. And on his legs. Yes, loads of fur again. And on his feet, even more fur.
Do you love
His
dogs,
tail
guys?
that never stopped wagging. Loads of fur. And there he is. Good tip to remember that, you know. Next time you're drawing a caricature or a cartoon of an animal, pick out one or two of its most obvious features, put them on your cartoon first, and build the rest of your cartoon around them. What do you think, Cosmo?
Ta-da.
Have you ever noticed how many different types of clouds there are in cartoons and comic strips? They're everywhere. Well, to start with the obvious one, weather clouds. Now, clouds up in the sky are very easy to draw. It's just a case of drawing little curved lines in a ring like that. And you can put one cloud behind the other, like that. Or you can make them an irregular shape. You don't just have to do a ring. You can do them going all over the place like that. And you could even put the sun behind them, just radiating out like that. And if you want to make your clouds look even fluffier and thicker, just take a light blue pen or pencil and just draw some little curved lines along the inside of the cloud. They look nice and thick and fluffy like that. Well, it's not just weather clouds that you get in comic strips. What about some special effects clouds? Now, here's a dust cloud to start with. And you've got this dust cloud just creeping along the floor like this, little curved lines creeping along the floor, and they get bigger the further away from whatever's making the dust. Look at that. And what about some whoosh clouds? There's a whoosh cloud. Watch this. It makes it look as if the car is whooshing along. Now, here's a good tip to remember how to draw whoosh clouds. Just remember 33. Watch this. Little 3, big 3, and then a couple of whoosh lines. And there you have a whoosh cloud. Do it again. Little 3, big 3, and then you've got a whoosh cloud. Now, you also get whoosh clouds in explosions. Explosions are very easy to draw. You just draw this very crazy star shape and write inside it whatever noise it's making. Bang, crash, or even wallop. And then you've got some whooshes
Thanks,
coming out the side.
wallop.
Remember? Little 3, big 3. Draw another one in there. Little 3, big 3. And if the whooshes are going the other way, you have to draw the 33 back to front. There it is. One up there. Little 3 and a big 3. So, okay, let's put some special effects clouds into this comic strip. There's Cowboy Tex riding across the desert on his horse. Dust absolutely everywhere. Little curved lines just creeping along the floor, getting bigger the further away from the horse they get. Lovely weather, though. There's just one cloud in the sky. Little ring of curved lines there. Tex gets very tired and he decides to stop off for a coffee break. So he lights his campfire. You get little puffs of smoke coming off the campfire, just rising into the air again, just drawing little curved lines in a ring. Very soon he falls asleep and his coffee pot starts to boil and you just get whooshes of steam coming out. Little 3, big 3. There's a 33. Do another one there. Little 3, 33. There it is. Meanwhile, on the other side of the mountains, the Indians are watching the steam rising from Texas campfire. Now, as we all know, cowboys and Indians love their coffee. So all the Indians get onto their horses and go galloping across the desert towards Tex. Dust flying everywhere. Look at that, little rings just getting bigger, creeping along the floor as they get further away from the horse. Now Tex panics, he thinks they're chasing him. So he gets onto his horse and he gallops off into the distance with a whoosh. Now this whoosh is back to front, so you've got a little 3, big 3. Another 33 back to front there, and one more down here. Watch this. Little 3, big 3. And so the Indians didn't get their coffee after all, which made them very angry. In fact, so angry, they've got whooshes of steam coming out of their ears. Look at that. And there it is. Try it yourself. Put some special effects clouds into your cartoons.
Headphones, please. Oh, yummy.
Have you ever noticed how many different ways there are of drawing eyes? Well, an eye is just basically a lemon shape with a wheel inside it, like that. And the outside of the wheel is the iris, the coloured bit, and you can just draw it as lines like that if you want. And the inside is the pupil, and that's black, and if you colour that in and just leave a little dot like that, it makes it look as if the eye is sparkling. And don't forget the eyelid with lashes on the top lid, wispy lashes, and wispy lashes on the bottom lid, and maybe an eyebrow up top. Now this is basically a realistic way of drawing an eye, but there are simpler ways. Cartoon eyes. What about doing an M shape like this, with a line at the bottom of it, and then 2 circles in there for the pupils, and I don't even do the iris this time. You don't have to do the coloured bit. And put some V's in the pupil like this, and watch what happens when you colour them in. If you leave that V, it makes it look as if the eyes are really sparkling. And don't forget the lids and the eyebrows. And there's an even simpler way of drawing cartoon eyes. You've probably done this many times before. It's just circles with dots inside the circles. And if you put the dots on the right-hand side, the eyes are looking to the right. If you put the dots on the left-hand side, the eyes are looking to the left. And again, don't forget your eyelids and your eyebrows. And the eyelids and the eyebrows give your cartoon even more expression. And you know, it's amazing how expressive and versatile your eyes can be. In fact, your eyes can sometimes speak louder than your mouth. Have a look at this comic strip that I've drawn featuring 2 cats, Tom and Jerry, who live in dustbins. Now, I'm not even going to draw the cats. I'm just going to tell the whole story by drawing their eyes, just to show how expressive they can be. Now, early one morning, the alarm rings and it wakes Tom up with a start. And when you're shocked, your eyes are open very wide, tiny pupils, and your eyebrows shoot up in the middle like that. Jerry, on the other hand, was the lazy one. He wasn't bothered at all. In fact, he was still half asleep. And when you're half asleep, your lids get very heavy and they half cover your pupils like that. And again, your eyebrows are up like that. Tom had a sneaky idea. Now, when you're up to mischief, your eyes narrow to slits like that. Look at that. Really mischievous. And this time, your eyebrows come down in the middle. Big mischief. He decided to pick up a wooden mallet and bonked Jerry's dustbin with it with a big clang. Now this sent Jerry into a complete daze. And when you're dizzy, your eyes, they sort of spin round all over the place, don't they? So this time, I'm not going to draw the pupils as dots. I'm just going to draw them as little curls, one up there and one down there to make it look as if they're spinning round. Your eyebrows go all wobbly all over the place, and you start to see stars. So draw little stars in up there, spinning round. That's a good effect, that. Now, of course, this made Jerry very angry indeed. And when you're angry, your eyebrows come down in the middle, almost to a V, like that. Look at that. And they almost cover your eyes. Now, he was so angry, Tom couldn't bear to look. In fact, he started to fill up. And when you've got tears in your eyes, they go all sparkly, don't they? So I'll just put that V in again to make it look as if his eyes are very sparkly. And draw him filling up. Some tears in the bottom there. In fact, you can even draw your eyes shedding tears like that. And again, eyebrows up in the middle. Tom got really worried because he knew what Jerry's temper was like. In fact, he couldn't look at Jerry at all, so he scrunched his eyes up like this. And when you scrunch your eyes up, they almost go to crow's feet, like that. Well, nothing happened, so after a while, he peeped out of one eye, so just draw the pupil in like that. But not to worry, because Jerry had fallen back to sleep again. And when you're asleep, your lids come right down over your eyes, so there's no pupils at all, and your eyebrows are up in the middle. See that? All those expressions created just by drawing eyes. Very expressive and versatile things, eyes. Try it yourself. Experiment with different expressions and draw some cartoon eyes. Ha-ha. Now, let's face it, most of us are terrified of drawing people, aren't we? It's so difficult, with all those different shaped arms and legs and different coloured eyes and hair. No one looks the same. So here are a few tips to help you make the perfect portrait. It's a peephole. Brilliant for helping you draw those difficult parts of the face. All you need is a sheet of paper, cut a hole in the middle, any shape or size that you like, and then take a photograph of a face from a magazine, or one of yourself if you've got one, and simply scan the photograph, and through the peephole, put the bit that you want to draw. Now I'm going to try an eye. Then you take this. This is the bit that you cut out from the peephole. Lie it right next to your peephole, and it's simply a case of copying exactly what you can see through the peephole onto your cut-out piece of paper. I'm going to start here with the shape of the eye.
I think we have
Now, this is a brilliant method. It really works. It helps you
before.
draw those parts that you might find a bit difficult to do. And the reason it works is because it draws your attention right into the centre of what's in the peephole. So, all we're seeing at the moment is the eye, and we're forgetting about the rest of the face. Of course, you don't have to do the eye, you can do any part you like. There it is, got all the flesh colour in there, and it's roughly got the shape of the eye. It doesn't matter if you go over onto this part of the paper. There it is, there's the shape. Now I'm going to put this shading in. You can see this line down here. Just draw exactly what you see through the peephole. In fact, sometimes you even forget that you're drawing the part of a face. Well, that's the whole idea. Just bring that shading around there, a bit in shadow there, so I'll put that in. Now, the eye itself, I'll do that again in brown. There it is, the eyelashes. Nice dark brown for them. Just around the edge. And around the top, they're a bit darker, so I'll press harder. And I'm just drawing exactly what I can see through the peephole. Now, the good bit, the middle of the eye. So I'm just going to do around the edge of the iris, make it nice and black, because you usually have a black ring around the edge, and then the colour of the iris itself, make that a nice blue.
I've got blue
just
eye.
drawing exactly what I can see through that peephole. And then the middle bit, which is the pupil, great tip this, always put those shiny bits right on the edge of the pupil, because it gives you drawing life.
Okay guys, I'm going to end part 2 here, so take care and I'll see you guys tomorrow with part 3.